0.3 final version here. So, and I took a couple of pictures to show you the different features here. So this is a interesting feature that was added. So whenever you're updating now, if you press the volume up or down button, um, assuming the home button also would do it, it says iPhone will restart when update completes. Not sure if that actually has anything additional with it, like if it shows the steps or anything like that, but that's what I saw when I did this final update. Uh, Another thing it showed when it first started up was press home to finish setting it up. So it just asked some basic questions that it usually asks when you first get your iPhone. So it asked to if you wanted to add a passcode, that kind of thing. If you wanted to share um, app data with developers and diagnostic data with Apple and that kind of thing. Um, this was also interesting when I was updating. It had quite a long ways to go, so I guess they got pretty slammed with this update today, which no surprise there. So you can see here it just gives you a quick overview of what they're adding here. The biggest thing is that Apple file system, which replaces the HFS file system. So this should be a little bit better and hopefully better on your storage as well. So if you have a lower storage iPhone, if you have like 16 gigs, it should help with that. Let's see, and yeah, I went in reverse here. Sorry. So addition of AirPod, you can find your AirPods with Find My iPhone app. Siri gets a couple of added features there. Um, so in some of these, I'm not sure what apps actually work with that, but it says support for paying and checking status of bills with payment apps. So I'm not sure which ones those actually work with. So that'd be interesting to see. And as well as support for checking car fuel level lock status, turn on lights, and activating horn with automaker apps. Again, not sure which ones that'll support, but that's pretty interesting that you could just tell Siri to check your gas or lock your car, turn on your lights. That's pretty cool. Some additional sports statistics there. Let's see. CarPlay has some additional features here. So shortcuts and status bar for easy access to last used apps. Apple Music Now playing screen gives access to up next and currently playing songs, album, daily curated playlists, and new music categories in Apple Music. So that's kind of interesting. I like that they're expanding that. Still kind of stinks that you really don't have very many vehicles with CarPlay, even in 2017. All things considered, I believe this CarPlay first came out in 2013 or 2014 with the 5S. So it's kind of interesting that we still don't have a lot of CarPlay enabled cars. Um, one thing I did notice on 9 to 5 Mac, they had I guess one of their writers had an aftermarket radio, which seems to probably be the cheapest and best way to go. Um, even my car is a 2015 and it doesn't have CarPlay, so but it's not a big deal, I guess. It would be nice, but I'm not going to go out and get a new car just for that. Um, so some other notable things here at the bottom under the improvements and fixes. Um, the unified settings view, hourly weather and maps using 3D touch, which I don't have on this iPhone 5. Support for searching parked car in maps. That's another interesting thing that I noticed that was added in Google Maps as well. Is you can add a note for your parked car, and it looks like that's actually been in Waze for a little while, which is really nice. So it'll kind of figure out where you're parked. So whenever you're coming back out, you can pull up your map and find out where you parked your car. So that's actually a really nice addition, and especially if you're going to the mall and it's packed, it's nice to know where your car is. Um, let's see, what else do we have here? Calendar, home app. Um, Home app support for accessory battery level status. Okay. Podcast support for 3D touch and today widget to access recently updated shows. Podcast show where episodes are shareable to messages with full playback support. That's actually pretty interesting. Um, I guess I wonder how that would work with playback in the background. So if you did send a message to somebody with a podcast, would it play uh, if you got out of the message? That's something interesting. I'll have to try. Fixes an issue that could prevent maps from displaying your current location after resetting location privacy. Voiceover stability improvements. So I mean, overall, it's a pretty good update. It's not. I wouldn't say it's huge. I would say it's more of a stability kind of update. The Apple file system will definitely help. Um, but it's under the hood kind of stuff from what I can see here. If you want to see the build number here, so build number is actually kind of interesting because build number for the final is 14E277, and beta 7 was 14E277A. So I'm not sure if that's a different way that they're doing things. Instead of doing a gold master, they say it's a beta. So that was kind of interesting. You'll also notice you'll get a carrier update today. So in 10.2.1, it was 27.2, I believe, and this went up to 28. And then when you first start the phone, it gives you a carrier update. So that was interesting. I'll see how much storage this thing has. So this is a 32 gig iPhone, so really the OS isn't using too much here. So I think that'll help definitely with any storage constraints that people may have. Besides that, I really haven't noticed any difference in this versus Beta 7. If there's anything anybody wants to see, feel free to leave a comment and let me know. Anyway, besides that, I hope you guys have a great day, and if you haven't already, go download 10.3.